everybody, it's Cheryl again. Welcome back to my channel. So, well, hopefully you don't mind the dark makeup. I don't usually do the vampy smoky look very often, but I'm feeling pretty dark today. Pretty light now, but it was a pretty dark past couple of days. And I'm gonna do a story time. This will be my very first one. And I hope you enjoy the ride because this is quite the story to tell. It's funny and it's horrible all at the same time, and it's gonna be a lot of yuck and horrible at first, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, there's people out there in the world that are like this, and I'm gonna be like, yes, sad to say, but it's gonna end up funny, and my heart is lifted, and we'll just say it's a tale of revenge, but not bad revenge. Nothing that's like, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's funny, well deserved. So we'll get some popcorn, a drink, something like that. Saddle up, and here we go. So you're gonna get to know a little bit about me, my thinking, who I am as a person and stuff, what I believe in, my morals, sort of kind of thing. And it's, yeah, I think it's a fun story. Hopefully, I don't know if you'll learn from it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe you will. I don't know. We'll see. Who cares? I'm just here to tell my story because it's gonna do my heart good to tell this story. And it's going to help me heal. I've already started my healing on it, and that's important, and this story is going to be one more step in that direction. So, we shall start. Alright, so, first thing, one thing about me is I'm a very nice person. Very nice, very generous, very caring. I don't judge. I am very helpful. If you need anything, I will do. If it's within my power, within my hands, I'm going to help. You know, if you need $10 because you're down on your luck or whatever, or something like that, and you got something really, really serious, you know, like you got something going on, I'll help you. If you need food, I will give you something in my fridge. I will, you know, I'll give you clothes. You know, I'll give you the shirt off my own back. You know, like I'm one of those. I'm a genuine person who really cares about people, and I don't judge your situation. I don't look down on you. You know, if you're born a little different according to society's ways, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to be the one that's going to sit there and say, oh, you've got a label that makes you different. I'm going to treat you bad now because you're different than me and I don't agree with it and I don't like it, and I'm going to put you down, which is the way a lot of people are. And I'm not like that. I'm like, you're different, I'm different, who cares? You know, just do your thing, be happy, live life happy, and that's good. We're all good. We're all good. And so, oh, God. That better be a mommy. My story time, so you're gonna have to watch me record this whole thing. Because this is, yeah, no, I know, that's why I did it for them. Okay, anyways, that's my friend. So, I'm just gonna try my best to pretend you're not here, okay? Because I was really worried you were gonna come and do this, but I don't want to stop doing this because I need to do this. So you're gonna hear the story. You're going to hear what I wanted to tell you, but I'm also going to be telling it and putting it online. Okay? So anyways, okay, so my friend Alexis is here. She's my bestie forever, God love her. Okay, so as I was saying about me, you know, like I'm a good person, I help people, you know, that's just the way I am, and unfortunately, being a person like this makes me also a target. You know, people see that and they see that they can use me and they can manipulate me, and I tend to forget that because I like to see the good in everyone. You know, I like to really genuinely see that, you know, everybody's got something good in them. That's my message, is like, you know, you're a good person, you're beautiful. Whatever problems you have, there's also something very good about you, and you need to just stop being your own worst critic, pick yourself up, you're good to go, be happy, smile, I care about you. And that's kind of my message, my deal, my thing, you know, like that's what I believe. And so I do that, and then I forget that there is also really, really sick, bad people. And these bad people have a really good way of masquerading themselves to look like they're like me. And so they masquerade, they're the wolf in sheep's clothing, and so they'll project what I want to see and manipulate me into thinking I found somebody good, and then they use that and they suck from me and they take things from me and they use me, and it's a really sick feeling when you get hit with one of those people, because you know, when you try to surround your world with good people and spread love and spread happiness, and you do that, and then somebody comes into your world and sees you and thinks, ooh, how can I use this one and what can I get out of her? And so that's what this story is about. So this story, okay, I live alone, and I actually don't let a lot of people in my world, you know, like personally, you know, like, and I find a lot of YouTubers that I'm watching, a lot of you guys are kind of like that, you know, you're kind of sort of introverted, you keep to yourself, but you come to YouTube and you run into people who are also like you, and they've come to YouTube as a source, as an outlet to reach out and say, like, you know, tell your story and find other people like you, but it allows you to limit it. It allows you to say, this is what I want to watch. This is what I want to see. And I don't want to see all this other garbage. And I found another cool YouTuber, and I'm going to put that in my world, and I'm going to surround you because you spread happiness and kindness, and I like that, and I'm going to subscribe. That's the way I see the good side of YouTube, right? So there's a lot of you guys out there that are very introverted, very much like me, and that's okay. So anyways, I've got, like, you know, like, what, one friend, Alexis, and my family, okay? So, and I decided that I was gonna let one more person in, and there's this old man that lives 3 doors down from me, and, you know, I could tell he was lonely, you know, like, he stayed to himself, he didn't do very much, he went out once in a while, he'd walk around, he had a cane, he was obviously kind of disabled, and I knew he kind of wanted somebody to talk to, and so I was like, you know, I'd kind of give him a hello here and there and stuff like that, and then one day I just decided, you know what, okay, I'll talk to him, you know, like, whatever, I'll give him a chance, you know, and so we started talking, and he seemed like, you know, okay, all right, yeah, you know, geez, he's had it really bad, you know, he's an old man, he's got 50% loss of his vision, he's got cataracts, he was in an accident where a horse had fallen on top of him that crushed his ribs and his broken and his hips and stuff like that, and he had to recover from it, and he's not quite recovered from it, and he's got rheumatoid arthritis, and he's got bad knees and a bad back and stuff, and so he can't get around very much, and his whole entire family and friends and everybody has just basically left him to die. They've taken money from him, and he's got nowhere to go, and he's sitting here all alone, and he tries to go shopping, and he can't see stuff properly, so he goes and buys stuff blindly, hoping that it's good enough, and then just basically stays inside for the rest of the time, and he's a drinker. So, I mean, he's got that, and I'm not gonna judge, you know, whatever, you know, I've had my problems with addiction and stuff like that, you know, no judgment here, you know, sometimes that's what you do to cope, you know, and then it may not be right, and it may not be right for everybody, and whatever, but that's the path that you're on, and, you know, hopefully eventually you don't need it anymore, and you get over it, and whatever. I'm not just gonna be like, I'm not gonna talk to you because, you know, you drink, okay? Just don't be bad to me. Don't treat me bad, you know, and don't show up at my house like stupid drunk and cause problems and whatever, you know, you do you. So I was like, okay, fine, you know, so I took him shopping one day, and we went and got a bunch of stuff, and he was like super happy about it, and I got some things that he'd been wanting for a couple of months that he hadn't been able to find, and he had been in the exact same store, and I was able to find those things, and he didn't even know they were there, so it was all good. And he was gonna get his pension, and that was yesterday. And he wanted to know if I would help him, take him out, go shopping, and do that again. And I was like, yeah, sure, for whatever, you know. And of course, I got my own life. I got my own things going on and everything like that. I deal with, you know, I've got issues to do with court, and I've got, you know, other people, important things in my life that I've got to attend to. So I can't attend to him all the time, you know. I'll just give him what I can. And I was always very clear with him when I talked to him. I'm like, you know, this isn't gonna be no creepy old man shit, nothing like that. You know, like, I realize that, you know, I'm, you know, to some people, I'm kind of pretty, you know, nice to look at, you know, but you're 72 and you'd better not, you know, doing like no dirty man shit. No. And that's clear on the table. I was very blunt, very open about that, and clear. And so I didn't talk to him for a few days until Monday, and then we went shopping and stuff, and it was all good, you know, like, we went shopping, and I took him to the bank, got him his money, helped him divide out his money so he could pay his rent, and help divide out his money so he could go get all of his groceries and whatever it was that he wanted to get from this check. And we went to the, you know, the pharmacy to get all the stuff that he needs for his health stuff, and we got all his stuff for food, and got him some stuff that he really wants that he hasn't been able to find. And got some things from the dollar store, you know, like a colander and stuff to protect his table, and nice little things, you know, whatever, you know, some people just, he was in a position that he wasn't able to get those things because he couldn't see and couldn't bend down, and it hurt too much to do so, and he wanted them, but he didn't have anybody to help him. So I was like, whatever, no big deal, I'll do it. And so I saw this hat, and he's like a cowboy, right? So I've actually got, I might slip in a clip. I've got a video of him in here. I might be that mean. Yeah, you know me and my little videos. There's me and Lloyd out shopping.
Take a picture of it.
Huh? Yeah, I'll take a picture too.
Take a picture
Yeah. Well, don't pat my bum. No, but no. This is for my video journal, you could say, I guess. Oh. So yeah, here we are, Spruce Credit Union. We're gonna go do some shopping, get him all stocked up, and yeah, get him all good to go. And so he's a cowboy, and he's got these Stetson cowboy hats, and he's really proud of them. They're like $250, $300, $350 hats, and he's a real cowboy, real proud of them, right? So we were walking around in London Drugs, and there was these hats on sale, and I saw them, and they were like, $7.99 or something, marked down from like $19.99, and there was some, some of them were really cute. There was one that was a little fedora. I'm not like fond of fedoras, whatever. Everybody thinks like if you're a fedora, wear a fedora, you're creep. But so there was this fedora that was like orangish, purplish red, and with my hair, it was just like, it was like spot on made for me. It was cool. And I was like, look at this, and he's always commented on my hair and how much he loves my hair and stuff. And I was like, this would be really neat. I might get back into wearing hats. I've got my tip with the pom-poms on it. I share that more on Snapchat and Instagram. You'll see me with videos, positive messages and stuff with my pom-poms on my purple hat. And so he bought me this hat because he was being like, you're generous, you're taking me shopping. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm still in this like bliss of like, I'm like helping this guy, and I'm doing something good, and he's a really nice guy, and we get along, and it's all good, and I'm making him happy, and I'm, walking around making sure he doesn't slip on the ice and stuff, because, I'm from Canada, and it's pretty brutal out there right now. It's slippery, wet, yuck. And so we go shopping for groceries, and I'm picking up some stuff because I need some stuff, right? I gotta get kitty litter for a cat and cat food, and I want to get his steaks and stuff like that. And so I picked that up, and he's offering to pay for it, and I'm like, no, like, dude, you're like on pension, you're like on old age security stuff. Like, I know how little you get. Don't worry about it. And I found some tea that I had really liked before, and I didn't have any, and I was like, oh, I should get some of this tea. And so I said, you know what, here, if it'll make you feel better for me doing this, here, just buy this tea for me. Give me some tea, and give me a hat, we're good. I don't care. that sounds like, to me, that makes me perfectly happy. I've done something good, and I've got a couple things that I like, and this is great. So I take him home, and we get in, and help him unpack some of his groceries and stuff, and we're sitting and talking, and we're getting into the just like how much we get along and the talking thing. And this is where like the wolves in sheep's clothing thing kind of comes into play, right? So I'm talking, and we're getting, there's some serious topics, right? Like, so I was blessed with a critical thinking mind. I have this way of getting into stuff, and I think about what's wrong and what's right, and I think about God, and I think about religion, and I do. I sit down and I take a good look at life and serious topics. And so I was, telling my point of view, and he was getting into like, he's just amazed at how much we get along, and how much we think the same thing, and how what a blessing it is that I've come into his life, and he's a good Christian man, and wow, and it was just like so, it was nice. And then it was like, you could see a shift. There was a change in like his stance and his behavior, and he started to just come across a little bit, something was bothering him. And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, well, I don't like it. And I'm like, you don't like what? And he's like, I don't like the fact that you're so much like me, and I like you, and we're a really good match personality wise, but you don't want to have sex with me, and I don't like it, and I don't think that's fair. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, where do you get off? He's like, yeah, because like, he's like, I was thinking about it, and well, I can't get up so much because I'm an old man, And, you know, I mean, if you would just try and I'd go get some Viagra, you know, we could really, I bet you change your mind. And I'm like, look, dude, what the fuck do you think you're saying to me? I've already told you this point blank many times. This is not gonna happen. There is no hope, no waiting. I'm not gonna change my mind. I'm not sexually attracted to you. I'm not gonna get into bed with you. I said I'm gonna help you because you're a person in need. And that's it, and you're gonna get my friendship, and we can talk, and that's it. And that's what I've offered you, and that's what you're gonna take. And right now, you're treading a thin line. I don't like this. Because it was coming across like he had this entitlement, you know? Like, because we get along, and because he's a man, and because he needs sex, and he told me this, that I'm just supposed to roll over and give it to him? Fucking think not. Nuh-uh. It's not gonna happen. Not on my watch. And I got really upset. And then he goes and he says that, yeah, and actually I'm a little bit upset too. You know, I'm a little bit mad. And I'm like, oh, what? Well, because you didn't come see me for a couple days. You didn't come over and give me a hug. And that's all I would have needed. And now, you know, I love it if you give me a hug. He's like, I get a little hard on, a half a hard on. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but every time you hug me and you're nice to me, I get a little half a hard on. Excuse me? Like, I just, gross. Excuse me? Like, I turned to him and I'm like, excuse me? And I burst into tears because when I got mad and hurt, I cry, sorry. But I told him, I'm like, you're not gonna make me feel guilty because I haven't seen you for a couple days because you wanna get your rocks off. You're feeling jaded because I wanna have sex with you. And you think that this is my obligation and you're gonna try to guilt me into it? Sorry, honey. I've been manipulated long enough in my life and ran into men like you before. And this is not happening on my watch. I'm going home right now. Yuck, back off. So I go, I leave, you know, fine. And I go and go back home and I'm checking my messages and one of my friends had sent me a message because she was looking after my kids, and I guess my son had done something that really got on her nerves. And you know, my friend, she's a good person, not Alexis. This is just another friend, but this, you know, she doesn't usually let things get to her. But I guess my, you know, 7-year-old boys are 7-year-old boys, right? You know, they do things, say things. They can be a little bit annoying at times, and I guess, you know, he struck her chord and really got on her nerves, and she sent me this message. It said, she's just like, oh my god, your son was just so annoying and getting on my nerves. I just wanted to slap him. And I asked her what happened, and she's like, well, I took him to McDonald's and I bought him this wrap and he wouldn't finish it and he left it and the little fucker threw it out. Now, okay, sorry, but like, no, that's my baby. That's my baby. I'm a mama bear. And you're not gonna go and say something like that to me and come to me and then tell me that. And she also said, I don't care what you think because that's how I feel, and I don't care because your kid was bad. And it was just, it rubbed me the wrong way. So I was really irked, like really mad at my friend. I'm like, you know, you better shut the fuck down because you're not gonna talk to me about my kids that way. No way, no how. And you know, you just sit down, take a break. I don't want to see, deal with you, hear that. You don't talk like that, think like that about my kids ever again. Don't let that come out of your mouth. That's fine. You know, all good. You know, it was just a thought in her head and she wrote it, sent it to me. Not a good call. You know, whatever. I mean, that's okay. You know, people vent, you know, people sometimes say things that they shouldn't say, but I am very against physical violence against children. Physical violence against anybody, really, but specifically children, because children just don't know any better. Like, I mean, they're learning. They're these little creatures on this earth that we've been blessed with, and we are here to guide them to become better people, and we're the ones that tell them and show them how to deal with anger and bitterness and frustration and doing things and learn what's good and bad, and we are the ones that build that framework for them, and beating it into them isn't the solution, and I don't agree with it, and it's just deplorable to me. I just won't. I will not. I've never laid a hand on my kids, and So I was like, really getting a little bit fired up. So I've had like, one thing turned to shit because of this guy. Now this friend of mine has got me like doubly irked, and I'm just like annoyed. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Also, not to mention the fact that I haven't slept in 2 days because I had court, big girl stuff. So I was stressed out with that, and there was all of these emotions going on. So I hadn't slept since Saturday. So I'm like, done. I should have just gone to bed, right? I was just like, whatever. But I was talking to my friend Alexis, and I was saying, come over, like there's all this crap going on. Oh my goodness. My friend, sent this message, and I'm all like totally, yeah, like, so I was waiting for Alexis to come over, and she can come here pretty fast if she calls a cab, because we live in a small enough town. It's like 5 minutes, right? So there's a knock at my door, and I go to the door, and I answer, and I'm thinking it's Alexis, and I'm like, this is great, we'll just laugh, chill, watch some, do makeup, do girl things, chill out, watch some movies, and laugh, and I'll just get over it, and we'll have a good night. Open the door, and it's this old guy, and I'm just like, what are you doing at my door? I don't want anything to do with you, like, really, seriously, go away now. And he's wanting to talk, and I'm like, look, dude, I told you I don't want to deal with this. I don't care. I just don't like this at all. I get a bad feeling from you, and I'm having to deal with my friend doing this, and I don't want. And like I said, look, you're such a good person, you get along with me, you think the same way. I said, look, okay, so here, listen, okay, this is what my friend said. And so I read the text message and said, this is all of that, whatever, went over it, and he looks at me and he's like, well, you know what? Why don't you tell your sister to punch him in the face a few times? Excuse me? I could not believe it. I was like, am I dreaming? I'm like, what did you just say? And he goes, yeah. You know what? Tell your sister to beat the shit out of him and knock him out. Sounds like he needs it, fucking kids these days. I tell you, like, I lost my shit. Like, I lost my cool, and it takes a lot. I'm a really calm, nice, really giving person. It takes a hell of a lot, and I will ignore and walk away from a lot. I really will. I'm like, but I snapped. I completely snapped. I just burst into tears. Had to have Alexis come back again and console me, and it was just like an absolute nightmare. So I got a night full of sleep, whatever, and fine. So I'm feeling a little bit more sane. I wake up and I'm feeling good. And, my heart literally hurts because of this, stress, it's just, I was unwound. Like, I'm walking on eggshells, and I'm just like, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get, because I've got depression, and I've got anxiety, and like, I've got a physical reaction to things like this, and this is heavy duty for me, and I was like, how the hell am I going to get over this? And this is where Alexis is just going to off this, I know this. So I was thinking, how am I going to heal myself? How am I going to do something that's going to make me feel better? So I started brainstorming, thinking, what can I do that's like not so bad, not going to get me all fired up, not going to get me sick to my stomach, not going to get into a big fight, not going to get in trouble. And I want to get this guy out of my life completely. So I'm like, oh yeah, that hat. Yuck, I don't want that. I wanted to give that back to him. I was going to put it into a bag. I don't want that. And I don't want the tea that he gave me either. Don't want that. And he gave me some like icy hot gel to use for my back, because I've got neuropathic pain. I've got a nerve that's ripped, and the disc is ripped, so I get pain in there. And he said, use that, and didn't want that in my house either. It's just bad energy. I just don't want it in my house. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna return it. And I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want him having it useful. I don't want him to be able to do anything with it, but I want to send a message that says, So, yeah. So I phoned up my friend Scott. He lives down south, and him and I are on the same wavelength, very much like this. So, and I don't take revenge into my own hands. I'm a firm believer in karma, and I really don't do things like this. But I think in this case, I was justified. So, what I did, got that hat, cut it up, cut it into half, ripped it right down the middle, because he likes hats, and he said specifically if anybody ever did anything to one of his hats, he would just be, ooh, he would be mad. So, cut it in half. Took that package of tea that he got me, cut them all in half, dumped them all in the bag, took his icy hot that he gave me, dumped that all in the bag, put it in another bag, and then I took this little container of icy hot. It was one of those like little screw-on things with like about this much of stuff, filled it half full with vinegar, dumped a bunch of baking soda in it, screwed it on tight, and then ran over, put it on his door, knocked the door, ran back to my place. And so I ran back, and I'm like, I got my friend on the phone, and I'm videoing the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, come here, you're going for the ride. So I'm videoing the whole damn thing. Sit down on my chair, and I'm peeking out the curtain, and I'm waiting, and he's not there. I see the lights on, and I'm waiting. Oh my God, it was just like, ooh. He'd gone for a walk, and he came back, and it was like 2 minutes later, and I'm still talking to my friend. And I'm like, oh my God, here he comes. He's walking right by, and he looks in my window because the window's open, and I'm like, get away from me, you know, whatever, right? And he goes back, and he goes, and he's walking slowly with his cane, goes to the door, he gets his bag, he looks in it, looks back at me, looks at it, opens his door, and just like goes in and slams the door. I was like, I am healed, you know, didn't do nothing wrong. It was no mess. It was all fully encased. All he's got to do is throw it out, but it sent a message, you know, like, yuck, you're an evil person. I know there's something really wrong with you and sick and twisted. I don't want nothing to do with you. You get out of my house. You've got nothing in my house whatsoever with you on it, in it, nothing. Take your shit. It is shit. Now you can't even use what you gave me. Go throw it out and get out of my life. So that's my story. And, you know, people may think I'm a little crazy, but I don't care. And I'm good with it, and it makes me feel 100 times better that I did it, and I feel like my heart is a little bit healed, and I'm gonna have a good night, and I'm gonna share this story with you guys once I get through editing, although I think I told it pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna have to edit very much. And so, enjoy. And if you don't like what I did, I don't care. Leave your nasty comments, and I'll just delete them, because I don't care. I'm a nice person. I just want nice people, nice happiness. So, if you enjoy it, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you don't like it, leave a comment. I don't care. Delete it. Be gone. All right. So until the next video. Mwah.